Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Nikki, thank you as always. Hopefully you're sleeping. You need your rest. Tommy J, James, Nanette, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Jay. And I think that's it. Let's see. For the Fast and the Furious ones that are in here that today, everybody's pretty much the aunt, um, the what is it? What would it be? Another aunt, her brother, who is a, I guess, cousin, and one of the young girls came last night on the bus, and the two daughters with a friend came last night. So in the house we have an extra four, I think seven. Oh, and the one of the boys too. So eight, and the brother and the one boy who was a nephew or something. It stayed out in the trailer last night. So the rest of them, bedrooms, couch, whatever they got into. But anyway, the uncle they sent some pictures of the house. Where's it at? I'll try to show them. I'll show them to you guys quickly. Um, they're still waiting today. They're supposed to get, in case anybody's curious, the um, the tile. Let me show you. Where's one that shows the front of the house here? The tile that where that block is in the front is going to, I believe it's going to be that same white, but I'm not sure. And underneath the seating area, the bench seats or whatever, is going to be some kind of a decorative um, blocks going in there. And I guess they'll be painted. I don't know. But otherwise, I think it's pretty much, yesterday I didn't, my wife didn't talk to the uncle. She was busy with, obviously, with all her stuff going on. So she, but I had sent him 8,000 baht for the 3 or 4Q or whatever they needed of concrete for the, I think it's 3 by 8 or 9, is the patio outside of our outside of the master bedroom. And then the only thing that's basically going to be left, probably after they get done putting this stuff on the front there, and I'm imagining the patio deal is done, is the covered parking and the Buddhist area or whatever with the I don't know what that with the spirit house and that kind of stuff. But it's looking good. I think the paint job looks good. I think my wife did a good job. She didn't do much. She picked out the same colors that the Sarin houses are painted. And it still kind of cracks me up because if you can see this, but this is the back door. That's the back door going into the apartment. As you can see, it's a giant piece of glass in there, and look at all the bars on all the windows. I just don't get it. And the same thing with the front. I mean, that's just a glass slider, So I don't know. I don't understand. I think, I guess it's the normal thing. If you give them a little bit of a deterrent, maybe they'll go someplace else. I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to keep anything of any real value to me inside that house anyway. So let's see. Let me get back here and say hello to anybody that came in. Jamie, how you doing? Justin. I thought I saw somebody else too. Did I miss somebody? If I missed you, I'll come back and try to grab you. But yeah, good morning to everybody. Good morning for me anyway. I'm having my coffee. So it was kind of a busy day. We both had to go to the doctor yesterday. I was supposed to go on like the 20th or something for my 3-month deal. And I ran out of one of my meds. So she had to go in because she's on one blood thinner. And our doctor, the one that saved me, the heart guy, he's also our regular doctor. He had to see her because the anesthesiologist and the doctor lady that's going to actually do the surgery, wanted him to write off. So he's going to have her stop that 3 days prior. She goes in tomorrow at 9:00. Today's Friday in Thailand, in case anybody's wondering. So tomorrow, so they want her 3 days earlier because they want to make sure with the blood thinners and all that kind of stuff that everything's ready for the 10th. So the 10th, and I don't know how long she will stay after that. Last time, I think the surgery was like maybe an hour and a half or something like that. So we'll know, but I got a whole boatload of people here that I'm going to probably have to be shuttling back and forth to the hospital, which is cool. They came here to support her, so cheers to them. Hey, Jack. How you doing? Hey, Aaron. Aaron feels good. What did I miss? Did I miss something? But yeah, so that's just what I think. The house looks good, though. I mean, I'm really, I really do. I think it. I think it looks. It turned out as good, if not better, than what I had anticipated. You know, is it a Thai style house? In my opinion, yes. Does it have all the American conveniences? Yes. Uh, it has, you know, the bathrooms are pretty much the same, and the bathroom turns out good. Like I said, I got no complaints. My wife, but I'm glad that it's pretty much over. The biggest decisions that I'll have to make now is how much money to spend on the party and how, and that's pretty much it because there isn't much left. Like I said, um, just the cupboard. I was going to bring the book out here, and because I started crunching numbers, and I still have some more to do. But like I had said before, it's looking like it's going to be for everything a couple of million baht, which is about 52,000. I don't know. It was 36.9 this morning or 8 on the baht exchange rate, um, and. And for the actual just building the house, backing out the raising of the land and the 100,000 plus on the concrete driveway that you wouldn't need normally, just to be kind of fair with myself, it's going to be like 1.6, 1.7 instead of 1.5. So, but I think close enough. We got a lot of extra stuff that I wouldn't, if I was building on a real budget, which I was a budget, but to keep everything way down to a minimum, we probably could have done it for close to that 1.5. But like I said, I like it. I think the colors are good. I know that the one brother that's going to be living in that apartment right there, um, the last video that we had, I didn't bring it up, but that he walked through there anyway. He's here. So they were real close when she was in Ubon as a small child, and they kind of took care of each other. They're kind of close in age, so it's kind of cool. Like I said, to see the families. Let's see, everybody's just kind of talking to each other. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Mitch, how you doing? Glad you can make it. Mitch just flew in, so I'm sure he's lagging. Did you get to make it to do your shopping, or what happened? I still got to figure out the in case there's people watching and listening on the fishing trip, and hopefully I'll have that nailed down to at least 5 or 6 of us, so I can go ahead and tell this lady. So I'm gonna kind of float it around with everybody for another week. I figured a month ahead of time was plenty of time to be fair with her and everything, because like I said, they're outstanding people, and that'll give time for us to ask a few other people, because no one. I can go back there now, but I don't think anybody went to the community page and wrote anything. So let me see real quick. Yeah, no one has. So I got to get a hold of Baldy. I'm going to try to get a hold of Jim, if you're listening, of Jam, of Jim and Manau, and Meow. Did I say Manau? Meow, and try to put it together, because I'm hoping that we can. And like I said, if we come up one short, I'll throw in double or something. I think it'd be fun to go. Let's see. Shopping after. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's right. You've been gone. You need everything. You've been gone for almost a month, right? I think. Oh, when's Jay coming? I'll be arriving near the end of the month. Cool. I got to get over to. I'm planning a trip. I don't know what I got to talk to Mitch, and I've got to talk to a couple other people and seeing if they're still going over to Ko Chang, which I'm sure they are sometime this month. And if they do, I've got enough people here. And if my wife is back home and everything, and she's back to work or whatever, and I feel comfortable enough, I'll probably take off on the with either the truck or probably the Forza, although my wife won't like that, and head over there for at least a couple 3 days or something. I'm really jonesing for that because it would have been the 13th we would have been there. So that was about the end of my jonesing deal to see the ocean. So we'll see what happens. You were gone 14 years. I bet it felt like that. I would have to guess that it did, because I was there, like I said, when for Mom's thing. It was um, yeah, I was ready to come back. Now, when I go the next time, I'm hoping in February. I still haven't. Tommy asked me the last live stream if we've went after and tried to figure out anything for the visa for my wife, and so we can go for 3 weeks is what I want to do in February. If we do that, I think I'll be fine with that because I'll have her there. I'll be seeing different friends and family. So I don't think it'll be that big a deal. But when I was there by myself, and like in Mitch's deal, the people that he was wanting to see and be with were working and stuff like that. So it's kind of tough. So I don't know. We'll see. But I've still got to find out. In fact, maybe I'll go on after the live stream today and punch in what I need to do with the. Hey Rob, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. I'll have to. I bet it does. I bet it does. Yeah. So I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. I'm so easily distracted, but I'm looking forward to going. It should be fun. I'm gonna have to. I gotta talk to my one cousin about the car. I supposedly gave it to my cousin Joey's son, the Saturn, the 2008 View, a great vehicle, all wheel drive and all that crap. And because I don't know, I'm gonna be lucky if I get back there every year because I want to see my grandkids too. So I'll just have to rent something. And I know Mitch was saying, I don't know if it was just up in Seattle, but I'm sure everything's probably expensive in Southern California too for renting. Hey Logan, how you doing? Hey Ralph, how are you? Glad you could make it. And Grays, let's see, Logan, and I caught everybody. All right, so that's the gist of that. So they're all here. They got here. Maybe we were at the doctor's. We go in on the fast track deal. I pay 500 baht, so I pay $15 or so for both of us. It's 250 baht each to be on their fast track at the government hospital. We got there at 4:00. We did a blood test. We sat around, waited for the blood test to come through. They said it would come through at 6. And because we actually, by the time we got there and did the paperwork and went from this one to that one and blood pressure, and in case you've ever went to a government hospital, and went through their stuff before they said, okay, go over to get your blood drawn. It was about 4:30. So an hour and a half. There was no one in there in the where they draw the blood in the laboratory or whatever it's called. And there were people definitely there, a lot more people than I thought. And we ended up getting to see the doctor about, I want to say 6:30 or so. And then it usually takes about a half hour or so to get all the medicines, because I think the medicines this time they're getting to change me over from that shot every day to the shot once a month. So they only gave me a couple because they want to make sure they get rid of all those before they bring in the new one-shot deal. Because once they bring in the one-shot deal, all the stuff they have on their shelves will kind of be outdated, obviously. So It was like 21,000, and then I'll get like probably 20 back, maybe 19.5 or something. It's really the insurance I'm really happy with. I got no problem with. So I think we got out of there at 7:30. So we got there 4, 5, 6, 7, 3.5 hours, which, if you've ever been to a government hospital, is real fast. So it wasn't that bad, but it was made for a busy day. She had went to work. She came back here. Then we drove from here over to the hospital. Waited. What was there? Let's see. Aunt, daughter, son, and 5 coming from Ubon, and then my 2 daughters and the youngest best friend came from Bangkok, and they got here about the same time, right around 8 o'clock. And then I was hungry, so we stopped at KFC, and I got a chicken breast on the way home, and then they all went to the barbecue, which is a real good barbecue, and it's right over the hill. It's huge, and it's reasonable. I think it was well. So there would have been. I would have not been the only one not there. There would have been 5. Am I counting that right? Aunt. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. With my wife was 1,500 baht for the barbecue, which I believe is real reasonable. And it's not one of those all you can eat deals. You buy a platter that, when that platter's gone, you can buy another one and everything. So I thought it was pretty good. Dave, are you saying they gave you experimental drugs? No, nothing experimental. I think, but he's saying that everything on there. When I saw him, I said, I'm having a hard time losing weight because I'm kind of hovering around the same thing. So I'm not gaining anything, and I did lose a little bit. But what my problem is, I'm so freaked out by not being able to breathe. It's unbelievable, and that triggers being out of breath, not necessarily short of breath, but out of breath. And it's really weird because I could walk from the backyard to the front of the house and I'd be out of breath. And the next day I could walk from the front of the house all the way up the street, walk a mile and come back and never get out of breath. So I told him, I don't know why, but I said, I need to push through and get over the panic stage of the breath deal. And if I only can go 10 steps, then sit down, catch my breath, and go another 20 steps. And if I run out, then sit down. I've got to do it because I'm eating, as far as I'm concerned, the least amount that I can or that I want to. But if you're taking in this much calories, but you're only burning this much calories, it doesn't make a difference. You could eat 1 grain of rice, and if you don't burn it, you're still going to stay the same. So anyway, so that's what I talked about. But I said, yeah, I'd like to go 10, 15 years. And he goes, that should be no problem. It's up to you. But he goes, everything that I'm seeing here with your liver functions and your cholesterol and, the stuff, blood pressure, everything is perfect. Granted, some of them are controlled by medication, but still they were out of range before, even when I was on medication. So I think I attribute that to eating better. So, but we'll see. But I've just got to push through. And when you're, 67 years old, it just isn't. It's like do I want to hang out? Yeah, I kind of want to hang out. I want to spend time with my wife. I have fun doing this. I want to hang. But it's like, I don't know. I just got to push through it and do it, man up, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see. In all seriousness, this year my energy level has dropped. Tried most nights. Looking forward to doing a complete health checkup in excellent health. Yeah, I think I got no complaints. Like I said, when I was in the private hospital here in Surin, and I've been in some of the best in the world. This one spent 2 months in the top deal for leukemia in the world at Stanford, and the care she got was just nothing like I've ever seen before until I was in here. And like I said, and they're like, like I said, I hired the gals, the RNs that were working in the intensive care unit for 500 baht for 6.5 hours. So and they were just great. Anyway, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean they're awesome. So if you get over here, I would check. And that's how they kind of found my wife's deal. Her boss had said, you need to get checked on all these levels, blood tests, like almost like a full body scan in the States, back in the day. I don't remember what they call it now. And then they found this little something and said it was pre this, and we should jump on it now, and it won't be any problem in the future. And that's what she's going through now. Hey, Mark, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. Hey, Craig, I didn't get to watch. I just started watching one, but I saw the couple of pictures that you had posted of the gate, and I think it looks freaking awesome. Let's see. Very happy to be. I bet. And Mitch is like me. I mean, I don't know about a lot of people that are from wherever, but I call this home now. I mean, it is my home. I'm going to die here unless they kick me out. Let's see. That's supposed to be the best. I've never been there, but I think that's where Bobby went, and I've heard that that's like the best of the best. And I don't know. I guess I could go there. It's really weird because, like I had said before, my wife works for the government, but she told me it's really weird. Like some police officers and other parts that work for the government, they have to go to the government hospital or they don't get anything. My wife, for whatever reason, the internet part of the government, she gets to go to. She's got her choice, and when you go to when she goes to the government hospital, it's like peanuts, When I go there, they charge a little bit, but the government, I mean, the insurance picks it up, and they've been pretty damn good about it. I think the last time it's like 80. It's a weird percentage. And it floats. If I was to go into the hospital, they give so much a day if you're in a private hospital for a room, and so much for this and so much for that, and then they pay 85% of this and 79% of that and 92% of this medication, that it's all weird, but it works out to like kind of a 85% deal, which is all I'm looking for, because if I'm in a situation where I'm going to croak, I'm terminally ill, whatever the case may be, I'm not going to go there. My doctor he works at both places. Both of them do. And I would just tell my wife, you take care of me until you can't do it anymore. Then just ship me off to the government hospital. I'll die there. I don't have a big problem with that. I don't need to go to that. And I would go home, but I'm home. What am I going to go to there? I don't see that happening. So, hey, Logan, thanks. Member for 20 months. Wow. Impressive. Thank you very much. And again, that dough from that membership deal goes to that same kid, and he's in Seventh Heaven. Grandma's still alive. I'll have to ask my wife. I think she's still here. She hasn't passed away. And the kid is very grateful, and he's helping himself. He's doing he plays the guitar, and he's giving guitar lessons to people for whatever, 10 baht, 20 baht, 50 baht, whatever it is. And he's making it. So everybody that's a member, you guys are awesome. And it does go to the right places, put it that way. But yeah, so for me, it worked out pretty good. I almost thought about at one point. I did have, I was putting in place an external deal to like cover up that little 20% or whatever. And I go, why? Because like this, I like I said, I paid 21,000 or 22,000 with her medication. My medication and everything that I went through for the day was 21,000, and hers was like 500 baht. Whatever it was 22 22,000. I'll probably get back 20, maybe right around 20. So, and that's for 3 months supply of medication. So break that down, and a blood test and everything else. So break that down, and it's like, I don't know, nothing, 600-700 baht a month for my medications. And like I said, even with insurance back in the States, I was paying 250, 350, something like that, with what they would give me discounted and all that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to get out of that. I didn't realize until the other day, and I have the forms. I just have to send them. I e-sign them, but I've got to print it off and sign them and bring it back to the. They've been charging me $95 a month for my drug plan for the past 5 years that I haven't used. So I mean, it's what is that? It's 3,000 baht. 3,000 baht's 3,000 baht, and I got to see what kind of hoops I have to jump through. I think I can get away with a phone call to Manila on opting out of my deal. If you guys watch Chuck, No Time to Be Sad, and Kara, he did that for her in the States before she left, and it's going to be almost $300, and so that would be 10,000 baht. So that's nothing to, hell, everybody needs money, right? I know, I do. Let's see. So anyway, that's the gist on that. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about. I met with, he's not in here yet. Andrew, hold on. I actually got up off my ass, and my wife left. I took a shower and left. Took the paperwork that I needed to finish up the paperwork on the Himalaya. Dropped that off. Went over to I didn't realize that the Robinson Mall doesn't open until 10 o'clock. So I got there at like 9:30 or whatever it was. So I waited, and then I got in there in the bank. I needed to go to the bank because when I changed over to the iPhone 117 here, 15. I had to take this and my iPhone 8 to the bank, and then it took like 10 minutes. And now I can do my online banking from my 15. And then I cleared my 8, gave that to my wife. She'll use that for her work phone. They gave her a chip so she didn't have to use her phone to talk to customers and stuff. And while I was in there, I bought a new cover for the 7 and a new screen because it was the cover thing was cracked. And so I still have that. And then I was going to I had to have a screen put on my iPad that I dropped. Not a screen, but the film, the glass protection put on. And then Andrew called me, and he said he was going to go out and about, and did I want to meet up? So we ended up having lunch there at the I eat the sushi there in that little revolving thing that you've seen me do videos on 2 or 3 times, the hot pot, but they have excellent sushi. So I have that and a couple of dumpling deals and whatever. And it's like 400 baht. It's expensive, but I don't do it that often. So I met him for that. Met him there for that. And then he had some people over too, I guess, at his house. School's out and all that kind of stuff. So we did that, and that was a good time. I'm hoping to do that again. And then I came back home, and then went to the doctor. So it was a long day for me. Usually I don't do anything, So I told my wife I've got to start getting up and doing. I'd like to get back to the gym, even if I just go in there and just slowly pedal the bike and do some light stuff. And I gotta get it on some kind of routine. I know I've been saying that forever. I think I'm a procrastinator. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Just got my renewed preferred parking at work expires. You guys talking about parking long term? Yeah, before you retire. When are you retiring, Rob? I don't. Yeah, I know you probably told me. I just opted out of Plan B. Had to change my address to Thailand. Yeah, and I think I think, and I think that's a smart move, because I was thinking about it. I'm going to die here, man. And even if you go back, you have to wait. And there's I wouldn't call it a, it's a penalty, but you have to wait to enroll or something. So you could actually get back in it if something got. I don't see any scenario of me going back there. But and then I heard that with that comes along once a year, they're going to go, are you dead? Are you alive? Where are you now, Dave? And I got to sign the thing and send it to them, Social Security. So if that's the understanding that you have, let me know. But that's the understanding I have, Craig, is that you have to check in with them, which I didn't have to do here. Anybody that's out there that's worried that, oh my God, if I'm living in town, they're not going to give me my money. No. The biggest thing is I've heard a couple of stories of people that they didn't send in that paper when they got it. And what it did was it froze their Social Security. Now, if you're only living on your Social Security, that's a big ordeal. You know, all of a sudden you don't have no money. And if it takes 3 months to get it going again, sure, you're going to get your money, but it screws you up. That's the biggest problem that I see. But people out there that think that, oh, you can have your money deposited into a Bangkok bank, or a Thailand bank, so don't. I think a lot of people are under the impression that if you move out of the United States to retire or whatever, that you got to be, I didn't do it because I didn't see any reason to do it. Now I see a reason to do it because it's almost $300. So like I said, $300 is $300. And I know that Craig probably needs that money for extra hospitalization coverage here in Thailand. Just screwing with you, brother. Let's see. Hey, Ron, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. But yeah, if that's what your understanding is, I'd be curious. Yeah. Let's see. What's it to? I have pension. Yeah. So that's what it was with me. But like mine, like I said, they've been taking out that $95 for my Part D, and I didn't even realize it because this one was the one that did all the paperwork crap. I didn't do shit. She did it all, man. Everything was, which was good while she was alive. But when she died, they kind of, that I didn't know what to do, So I just found out about that because I've seeing Chuck's video, and then going, well, how much am I doing? I think my retirement, my Social Security is like 2,200 or 2,300, and then by the time they take everything out of it, with there it's like 1860 or something like that, and so it's like 250, $300. Hell, I'll take that. That's a vacation every month, or I'll pay my taxes or something, which I still don't understand that either. How the hell they can tax you on your Social Security? It's just a bunch of bullshit. But go USA. Anyway, don't know about the letter. Will yeah, I'm 99.9% sure that that's what they do it. They want to know. The reason that they want to know where you're at is they want to know that they're not sending money to a dead person. So they want to know that you're still around. And that's what I heard from a couple different sources. But like I said, I can use 8,000 to 10,000 baht a month. That's a good vacation to an island and lay around for a week every month. I can do it. Oh, is Robert here? What did I miss? If I missed anybody, sorry. Robert, are you here? I didn't see you. Anyway, yeah, there you are. Where are you? I've got to be getting close. Good morning to you, Mac. Glad you could make it. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. The auto 65. Yeah, from what it's really weird on mine, and I don't know exactly how it works. I was on Social Security disability, because I'm under the understanding that, and I don't know how I find out. God, my arm's itchy. How I find out for sure that once you turn of age, which would have been 66 and a half or something for me or whatever, and I'm going to be 67 in December, they just roll you out of disability and right into Social Security, the regular Social Security. If that's true, I don't know. I haven't heard that straight from the horse's mouth, but I have seen it. So I'll have to see. And I don't think it makes any difference at that point. I don't think it makes any difference. Let's see. Won't send money to a dead person, but a dead person can. Yeah, that's for sure. I agree with that, Ralph. Oh man, so much stuff coming up on Facebook. I even have friends and stuff, and they just start attacking each other every time that it gets to this election time with with all the politics and stuff. And it's like, I don't really give a shit. My kids got to live over there. You deal with it. I don't have to live there anymore. So and like I said, man, I bleed red, white, and blue, and there's no doubt. But it's just God, it's so. I mean, it's gotten to the point so bad, especially during the epidemic and all that kind of crap, and and stuff. It was like I don't even want to tell people when they ask me where are you from. I tell them Surin, and they laugh, and then they go, no, where are you really from? United States, California. I mean, and I shouldn't feel that way. I mean, it's horrible, but it's just that everybody is so it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference to me. I don't know what Republican, Democrat, and I don't give a shit, right? I don't care, especially now. I should have cared when I was there, and I didn't care then. But it's like the only thing that I see, because when I was there, I don't watch anything now the last 5 years, is that regardless of who's in power, they don't want to work together. If the one goes in, then the other side attacks them and don't let them do anything, and it's vice versa. They're all a bunch of crooks, and they say stuff about people. Well, he's a businessman. Yeah, he's just as much a crook as a politician, maybe less. The businessman, I'd say probably a little bit less. Is he still a crook? Hell yeah, they're all crooks. They're all looking for an angle to make a whole crap load of money, and I don't know. I just don't understand it, but I think it's kind of embarrassing as a as a person being born in the United States of America. Just doesn't seem the same, to say that. Let's see. What did I miss? Yes, back. Let's back. Yes, back. Injection time between. I joke that I'll be doing backflips tomorrow. You did? When did you get the injections? Did you already get them, Logan? My wife, I don't know how many times I've seen her bent over a table somehow and them injecting something into her back. She had, as you guys know, this one, degenerative disc disease, and 4 back surgeries, numerous shots from steroids to painkillers to all sorts of stuff. The only thing, like I would tell anybody on there, the only thing that helped her was it wasn't a TINS machine, but it was kind of like it, that they implanted in her spine. They did it externally. They put the battery pack on her back and did the surgery and put the deal up to do whatever it needed to do to the nerves. And it wasn't medicated. And then she had an iPhone that could control it. Then she'd talk to her doctor and adjust it. And she wore it externally for a week. And then they took that out, scheduled her for surgery to make sure that it worked. And they put it on the inside her, and 15-year life battery or something. And she got unbelievable relief from that. She did. Varies with a bunch of people. But if you're looking for it, it was at St. Joseph's Hospital. If I imagine if you do some kind of a search for St. Joseph Hospital in Burbank, you could probably even put Tinge machine or something, and it'll come up, because I think that they might have sold the rights and everything to it. I don't know, but she got a lot of help from that. The shots occasionally, but they was always short lived, whether it was steroids or a mixture or whatever. I got them in my knees too. They called them roosters, and I got some relief from those over the years, but wasn't long lived. What did you say, Robert? I got what? Herniated disc that let me know when I'm doing when you're doing too much. Yeah, that's your safety device. Yeah, back is and the knees suck too, but the back. I saw my wife in pain from the first. I known her for 30 years, and she was always in pain. That was good. So let's see. Yeah, it I'm almost positive it was through there, but it was either St. Jude's, maybe it was St. I don't remember. God, I thought it was St. Joseph's. I don't know, but whatever it was, I mean, I'm sure it could be searched on the internet, but it it helped her immensely. I told the story a couple of times when we got back. She was always hunched over because of the pain, and when we came back from the hospital, she was walking upright, and I said, "Hey." She turned around and I said, "Do you realize what's going on? How you walking?" "I don't know." I said, "Look at yourself. You're standing up straight." And she, "Oh, no shit." She started strutting around at that point. And like I said, it was a pretty funny deal because they have it in for a week. You go back there. They went back there. They took it out. And they said, "Okay, we're going to schedule you for surgery in 3 months," or something stupid, right? And my wife didn't have a problem saying what was on her mind. And she said, "Oh, that's bullshit. Here you are. You get me into where I'm feeling good, and now you want me to wait three months? No, no." And ended up she got it done in I think it was a week and a half or something like that. Later, they took her in and put it in, and then she passed away about I want to say a year and a half after that, maybe 2 years she got, but she had relief that whole time. It wasn't a real long time, a year and a half or so, I think. Bummer, F the C word. Okay, I threw that in. We all feel younger in Thailand. I agree with that. That's where I was born, is why I kind of remember that. When I was born at St. Joseph's in Burbank, California. Mm. Yeah, you do. I'll tell you what, man. Well, first of all, I would have saved probably 850,000 baht on the original, you know, uh, when I went into intensive care, because they would have paid probably 800 or so of the million that I spent. And again, like I said to everybody that's coming here, if you're going to come here, man, you got to have some kind of coverage. And I was in the middle of it. So if you're going to do it, pull the pin, do it. Don't procrastinate. Because I was checking with this one and that one, Pacific Cross, and well, maybe this one, well, that one, just do it. And especially if you're creeping up, because if you're creeping up on 70, um, you you're gonna have a little bit more difficulty finding insurance. But if you had it, I would have saved money. Not that I was alive. I was grateful, for Thailand pretty much too. I mean, they took care of me. I was surprised. Okay, what did I miss? Ron John, have you tried an inversion? Oh, okay. Is that and Alex said he does that? I don't know, man. The back it really sucks. Like I said, man, I saw my poor wife for 30 years, just being never being quite right. Always in pain. And if you haven't been in serious amount of long term pain, you won't understand what it does to you both mentally. I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard to keep a good demeanor. It's hard to not, fly off the handle. It's hard to, and it's hard for me back then. I was already a shithead. It was hard for me to even understand. It's like, why are you such a bitch? But it's with my knees and everything, and and that there's time that I'm crabbier than I probably should be, but I've been dealing with this since I was 18. So it's not even, and she was young too. It all came from she was dating a boat drag driver he drove fuelies, and she was, I think, if she was in her early 20s, and she was on a mini bike or something, a pit bike, and she flipped the thing over and smacked her back on the ground, and ever since then, she'd been miserable. Yeah, I bought an inversion table, still boxed up. Bought it 4 years ago and never used it. There you go. You want to get one cheap, Logan? You could probably get Aaron to send it to you in Texas. What did I miss? Just saying, using body weight. I don't know. It sure made sense to me, especially people that were compressing. So if you, it made sense to me always, stretching that out, hanging. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the head. Yeah, I know. Immersion table. I tried hanging from the pull-up bar. Yeah, that would be the hardest thing for me too. I'm not real comfortable with being completely upside down for a period of time. I don't like the feeling either. Of course, I don't like the feeling of being high either, but I'm thinking about maybe getting stoned one day in the near future. It's been years. I don't drink. I don't smoke anymore. I don't do any drugs. God, I don't have any vice. I mean, thinking about smoking just so I could say I have a vice, but if I did that, I'd die. I know that I can't smoke ever again. And it's been pretty good. It's been 3 years, been over 3 years now. So we'll see. Pull-up bar is way difficult. I was at San Dimas at the boat drags when the boat lost control and hit a few people on shore, killing a girl laying down on the ground. Yeah, what it was, how I became, it wasn't through her. It was really weird. My cousin Joey, that had the Lou Gehrig's disease, that passed from that, he married this gal, and her family, this is how long they'd been in boat drag racing. Her dad was the first man, I think, alive to go over 100 miles an hour in a flat bottom. So that's how long they've been around it. They're the Carpellis, and he held the 167 miles an hour in a blown gas hydro for a long time. Tim was his name. I think it was Tim. And this kid was, I felt bad for him because I watched a bunch of people die out there, and it was right in Bakersfield at Ming, and we went around to the different ones because my cousin was with it, and it was a fun thing to do. And he loved drag racing and stuff, and he had this thing that he wanted to go over 200 miles an hour in a boat on the water. Prior to that, he had gotten out of the pickle fork deal, and he was going alcohol, and he was running alcohol or starting to. And Don Perdome, was it the Snake? Yeah, it was him. Or no, who was it? It was out of Chatsworth. Yeah, it was Perdome. Anyway, he helped him get into an alcohol dragster, gave him tires, and he liked the kid, right? He liked him, and sure enough, he was doing really well. He was running good times in the dragster and all that, and then he got this ride in an alcohol hydro, and it was right when they got the enclosures, the capsules, right? And he did it. He was over 200 miles an hour through the lights, and the boat disintegrated. And when they pulled that capsule out, the only thing that they told us was he looked like a scrambled egg when they got that capsule up. He was 23 years old, something ridiculously young. Kind of ruined his family, his mom and dad. They've been in boat drag racing for, it's like I said, almost since the beginning of time. And I felt for him. And he was a good guy, a little cocky, but I think you got to be a little bit arrogant and stuff like that to climb into some of that stuff anyway. But anyway, so that's why I was around boat drag racing. It just so happened that the woman that I ended up marrying, her had a boyfriend that rode the ones, and they talked about the guys that got in fuelies that they had to lift them into the boat with a crane because their deals were so big they needed to get in there, they needed to get lifted up. But anyway, and it's just way too young, way too young. And I don't know what that. I know that Terry's still around somewhere in Central California, and I did kind of message back and forth 5 years ago or something. But her mom and dad, it was sad. It was really sad. Okay, so we'll get over the sad stuff. How many people left? Oh, we gained a couple people. All right. It's fine. Ankle boots. What am I missing? How far behind am I? Damn it. Okay, I guess I missed out on that. But anyway, I guess I've gotten bit. Is there mosquitoes in there? Sure looks like I got bit by something. Anyway, how long has it been? Oh, it's been almost an hour already. Time flies when you're having fun. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna show the house again. So that bottom dark, that dark color on the bottom is the same color as up above. I think you see in this one here, they just freshly painted it. I think that's why it looked a little bit darker. And then they're gonna put tile or something and decorative block underneath the seating. And yesterday supposedly they poured the 3x8 or 9 meter slab outside of our for our patio, outside of our door on the other side of the house. This is it right here. You can see where it ends right there where the cart is. That's going to be the start of it, and then it'll go down 3 meters and go down about 8 meters, I think. And then I'm going to have a cover put over it eventually. I don't think I'm going to do it right now. This is the apartment on the back of the house. That's what I was saying before about, look at all those nice bars on everything, and that door that she put in going exterior door is just a thin piece of glass there. No, don't make sense to me. But anyway, I guess it deters people. But I think it turned out well. Like I said, I've got a little bit of breakdown to do on what it is, but it pretty much is in that realm. A couple million baht for everything, raise the land, the well, everything. And to break it separately, it's about between 1.6 and 1.7 for the actual what was needed for the house, not the 100,000 worth of concrete for driveways and 50,000 for a well, that kind of stuff that I'm trying to give myself a fair shake on saying I only wanted to spend $1.5 million. But where else in the world? Like I said before, I couldn't even have built a garage onto my house for 100,000, twice of what I spent for this. And granted, it's family land. Like I said, I don't know. That's a whole discussion sometime on whether we've talked about it before about whether building or buying or not buying or whatever the case may be. I think it just depends. If you're married and you're with a woman that has family land and you feel confident in your relationship, then I like I did, I would build. If I was coming over here as a single guy and I had a kind of a girlfriend fling, whatever it was, I would definitely rent someplace and maybe rent forever. But me, it was a different deal. I didn't feel obligated in any way to this Thai family that I adore now, but I did want to make their life easier, and I believe I've done that. So, see you later, Robert. When are you ever coming back to Thailand and Vietnam? I had to ask Bobby that question too. All I see is him doing 5 or 6 shorts a day on being on this freeway and look at this fire truck, and he cracks me up. But they're having fun, so I guess it don't matter. As long as you're having fun, what the hell? Let's see, Logan, are you still on? Did you get? Well, are you still operational or laid up for a while? So you're still working, aren't you, Logan? Did I miss something? I must have missed something. And did you get your pizza oven that Jamie didn't know that you purchased? Oh, that tastes good. Okay. Should be good by Monday. Okay. Was talking November. He probably was. I haven't really talked to him that much. He's like on the road, man. He's gone. A lot of awesome places, and obviously they wanted to do it. So yeah, I'm just kidding with him when I talk about that. He did a lot of work on that house, so I'm sure he's semi Lee Jones and to get back to it. My light, good, bad, or indifferent. I didn't ask about my $15 microphone. The sound's good too. It's all right. Just got pics of the girl they finished up. Only okay. The griddle plate. Yeah, Dave, can you show us the what? The reindeer barn? What's the reindeer barn? Did I miss something? Pizza oven arrived today, still in the box. I thought you guys, when you were doing your live stream, Jamie was almost positive that you were gonna say it's here, honey. Put it together. I guess that didn't happen. Either that or she was busy. Ron, I was about when you basically lease the land and do whatever you want. Here in Thailand, I don't know. A lot of people, I guess, do that. I've never been I never liked lease land. I don't know. My aunt and uncle did it up in Bass Lake. Bass Lake, on one side of the lake was all government owned, and the other side was privately owned. And the government decided, oh, we'll give 90-year leases. And so they did that for a while. As it turned out, my aunt and uncle bought a place across the lake, and then my cousin bought it from them. And somewhere halfway through the deal, they made a deal with everybody to actually buy out of the lease and buy the land. But I don't know what it would be here. Like if you bought a knockdown building, like the perfect deal is like what Craig has, and even more so, Andrew's place is like he just got a piece of land and plop, and I guess Craig did the same thing. But if you look at it that way, if you go, okay, I could spend $1 million baht right now is what $27,000 or something like that, $26,000. If you could get a little sliver of land and put a knockdown little 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and I'm talking about just anybody coming to Thailand. Would you lose that money eventually? Yeah, but people are laying down that much money for an elite visa, that they don't even have a chance of gaining anything from. You could probably, I don't know, you could probably work something if you did find a significant other that was Thai. You could probably wrap the land and everything back into them, and then it would end up staying at least with the family, with your whoever. But I mean, really, is that big a deal if you're 55, 60 years old and you figure you might make it to 80 for 20 years, so it costs you $1,000 a year. Either that or buy a condo, which that's what I was thinking about. But I don't care whether it's in my name or not. A lot of people do, and justly so. I mean, if you just got a girlfriend that I just met her like a month ago, and I'm going to buy her this and that, that's up to you. If you feel that strongly about it, and you can read people that well, hey, more power to you. But me, I know exactly what I'm doing, and each person's going to be different. But I wouldn't suggest it to somebody that has been with their girlfriend for a month. You might want to think about maybe once you rent a place for a couple of years, see how things go. So, and that's what it was with me. It was like 2 years before we ended up getting married. And like I said, I love this woman. I what she did for me was above and beyond what anybody should have to do for anybody. And um, it. I would, like I said before, if I even if I didn't have any kind of a relationship with her other than just friends. We were just friends. We traveled together. We went to eat dinner together. We have fun together. I would have still asked her to marry me. I would have said, I don't think I'm going to go and find another woman. I want you to have, because it cost me $300 a month less in that retirement for her to get twice of what she makes for the government for the rest of her life when I die. I would have done that for her. If I went through all this stuff and still didn't, we were just friends or whatever, I'd have said, I don't think I'm going to find anybody. You want to marry me. And I think I would have still done that. And I was talking to Andrew yesterday, and I really firmly believe this. We'll see if anything happens. If anything happens, God forbid, to my wife over the next 20 years before I go, I wouldn't change anything. I would stay here and take care of everything that I consider my family and my responsibility. I hope that to be true. I think it would be the right thing to do. If I did need companionship or whatever, I guess I would figure out some way to do that on the sly, which would be real easy to do here in Thailand. Do I need to have? I don't know if I need to be with another woman. I think I'm done, I guess is what I'm saying. But I wouldn't abandon them. No way. No way. We'll see. Hopefully you'll never have to see. Hopefully I'm going to croak first is the way I look at it. And after the doctor the other day, he says I should be able to do that. Hey, HK, how you doing? Hope you are well. Randy, haven't seen you in a while, brother. Hope you're doing good. I know you got a lot of stuff with the grandkid and your whole life. So I'm glad to see you could pop in. Let's see. Is Chris in there too, or just you, HK? You bought land? Is that what you did? Yeah, would I have bought? I still wouldn't mind buying a place on either side of this property, but otherwise, as far as buying anything, I think I'm done. The only reason I would do that is because eventually, across the street, I'm going to lose the, all that the stuff, the shelter that I built for the trailer and my truck and for the Isuzu and everything else that we want. Which the lady might keep it forever. I don't know, but I can't really depend on that. And if push came to shove, I would just I'd probably park the trailer in Ubon and find a place to park my truck, and the Isuzu would probably have to go. But it would be nice to have a little bit of parking. But like I said, it all depends on how you feel and how much trust and everything you have, with your wife or your significant other. Chris is resting. Yeah, he needs to retire. Tell him I said of course, I tell him that every time I see him. Good, he needs his rest. Hey, Nikki. Let's see, Dave. Got alert. I put people in timeout for 10 minutes. So be good, everyone. Got alerted. I put people here. You put people. You had a timeout. People here. What am I missing? Something? What did I miss? Did we get somebody that came in to say hello? Good, I promise. Oh, Ron. Nikki, welcome home. That's right. Did you? Let's see. Ditto J. Let's see. I'm way behind Ditto J. Actually, very lucky to find a. Yeah. That's the way I look at it, Aaron. Anybody that can put up with my shit for any period of time is all right in my book. And she's amazing. And she's off to work today. I told her, why don't you just take today off? And no, she had to go into work. I think she felt guilt. She feels guilty when she has to take off anytime. But I don't know what I'm going to do. Luckily, I've got this room, and I think it was Tommy this morning when we were kind of rapping back and forth about the man cave because I can hear them out there and around the property. But yeah, maybe I'll go out for lunch again today. I think she was joking. Is that what it was? I know when I catch stuff halfway through, sometimes I don't quite. I didn't see any. It's been really good. And they haven't said much. They are morons, but yes, mods can time out people. Oh, okay, different. Yeah, that's the latest thing, right? It used to be 300 minutes. No, 300 seconds, and now they've made it to where you can do it for like Mitch was saying, you can time them out for as much time as you want to, I guess. Maybe between 1 minute and 24 hours. I heard something about that. I think it flashed up on one of my screens from YouTube. I keep trying to join the chat. Nikki keeps putting me. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, man, it's been pretty cool. I ain't got no. If they still have a hard time keeping their mouth shut, but I just let things go. They're just nothings. So, but otherwise, I mean, they haven't tried to completely attack. So I'm happy with that. Sorry, what did you say? My laptop went into one. Randy. Let's see. I think I'm. Hello, how are you? I don't know if I've met you before. Just got some random alert when I came on that you can. Yeah, and that's what I got too. I'd heard that you can put them for a while if you want to. Uh, Let me see. Where am I? Am I caught up? Am I caught up? No. Do 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 do. All right, let me go back here. And like I said, welcome. Pleased to meet you. Uh, let's see. I was a mod on a channel. You know what? I have to keep from pressing on the phone because that can. I've I've put people in timeouts by rubbing my elbow up against my phone. She can time out a mod. She's super. Are you? I don't know what I have. I don't know. Everybody's pretty much a moderator, especially if you've been around for a while. Maybe I'll nap today. Nah, better off going and doing something. So I didn't say the only one that hasn't come back, and the big bike. It was I got my Scoopy, my wife's Scoopy, and my father-in-law's that scooter I gave him, the Yamaha whatever 110 scooter whatever. Three of them was 500 baht each, 1,500 baht I think. And then she just told me I didn't realize because I'd never, I guess over 500 cc's or whatever is a big bike. It was 2,500 baht to register, and I had to change the name from where they were to Surin and all that kind of crap, and get a license plate and everything for it. So that might have been more too. But 2,500 baht, but I haven't gotten that paperwork back yet from them. But I did get the three little stickers for those, so I'm gonna put that on the. I love my Scoopy, man. My Scoopy's awesome. I rode that Himalaya over to the place so they could take it and inspect it and do all that crap. And something in the front end's weird, man. Because I didn't drive it that much. I drove it, and I drove it on some dirt. And I think maybe because the front end was, it wasn't pavement. I don't know if it's the tires or something, but on the road, I hadn't ridden it that much. And I'm not that impressed with it as I was when I had it in the dirt the first time for 20 minutes or whatever it was. So I got to get out and ride it because I'm just not really impressed with it. I'm thinking about, if I do, I don't know yet, I might get rid of it and get the Rebel, the 500, an older one, used, and get they have a 500cc water cooled. Could be used. I think it's the one that I actually think Joe got it. I don't think he's done a video or anything on it. I seen Bruce did a video on that 750 Mitchell, know the name of the thing that he got. I just watched that yesterday. He didn't let his wife know that he was something I would do. And I laugh, in case Bruce ever does see this, is his wife said the exact same thing. As when he walked in, he bought the thing and she didn't know about it. Go watch the video. It's pretty entertaining. And he went and bought it, paid cash, whatever, got it, and then drove it over to her place of business. And just like my wife, the first thing out of her mouth, I got this bike. How many scooters how many motorcycles do you need? And I think he's like me. He's got like 5 or something. And I told my wife about it, and she laughed like hell because I'm still debating on that Harley. I don't know. I'm still debating on it, but I heard that Joe sold his Forza and that he did a video with some people that were on Rebels. I'm almost positive they were Rebels. I think one of them might have been a 300, one of them might have been a 500 or whatever. There was like 4 or 5 guys, and they did a half dirt, half deal. They took a little trip, and it looked kind of cool, and it looks kind of cool. I kind of like the way it looks, but they're expensive to buy them. If you go buy them, they're over a couple hundred, 250, 300,000 or something. But you can get a 2018 with 10,000 kilometers on it for around 100, 110. So I might lean that way. It's just so hard here because if you don't know somebody that has one, like I'm sure if Joe had one, and if I was in Pachua, Joe would probably let me take it around the block. But here in Thailand, they don't let you like test drive shit. At least the bikes anyway. The cars they do. The bikes, when I wanted the Forza, I said, "Can I drive it?" And they just looked at me like, "What? What do you mean? No, you can't drive it. Pay for it, and then you can drive it all you want." So it's interesting, but I just wasn't happy with the Himalaya. I'm going to take it again. I don't like I didn't know that they had a problem with them at idle and stuff. There's a problem, something in there. The exhaust and the intake definitely need to be redone. That's a given. But if I could do a couple of things to it and still be happy with it, I'll probably keep it. But water cooled, especially here in Thailand, I think is for longevity. I think is definitely a way to go. Let's see. Did Mitch answer my question on the part of the big tooth in the carries moderator? I have a sweet tooth. Randy, what did I miss? I cut back tremendously on social media. I'm still in the genre, but people don't know me. I think it's better off that way, right, Mitch? I would think. But anyway, so that's my kind of a deal on it. I'd like to. I might, if I find out for sure that Joe has one, I might just call up Joe. Me and Joe talked to each other quite a bit. We were both building houses pretty much the same time. He was a little bit ahead of me, but and I've been there, and I've been there for Thanksgiving, and I consider them a friend. They're good people, great people actually. I would ask him what he obviously liked it because he got rid of the Forza and got one. My understanding, I could be totally off base, but that's what I hear. So I might talk to him about that. And I know Maui, he's there on a little adventure, which is cool. But he got the Meteor, and I kind of like that. But that kind of reminded me of the of that Rebel, style wise, bigger tire. It kind of did. They make a 650 now. Now, my understanding too, but it's probably a way more money than I'm going to want to spend, is they make the Infield makes the Himalaya now, the newest model, I believe, is water cooled. So, but it's going to be 250,000 or something versus what I could get used for 100. And like I said, I'm just totally, anybody that asks me now, there's so many people, especially Farangs or people that have come here that thought they were going to retire and they weren't ready to retire or whatever, and bought Forzas and bought, these bikes, and they've got, their, 2019 models or 18 models, and they've got like 7,000 kilometers on them. And they've had all the, most of the guys, at least that come over in the States, they do all their services and all that kind of stuff. So they have everything up to date and they have the right stuff together. It's just, it's like I said, I looked at that one again, Mitch, that Forza is still on there, that Forza 300 for 69,000 baht, which I just think is ridiculously cheap. And you get the 350 for, I'm going to say in the low 110, somewhere around 20, maybe. And I think they're 180 now, new. So are the ADVs. They're about the same, 351. 350 ADV looks pretty cool. I think somebody just sold their Forza and got one of those in Hua Hin, and I forget the name, but I think he just dumped his Forza, and I think it's somebody Joe knows and everybody knows, and I'm sure Bruce knows them too. I like my Forza. They said that the ADVs felt like more like a motorcycle. Well, I don't know. I just don't twist and go. I don't care. 2 wheels, wind in my face. It's a motorcycle. So I don't know, but I am kind of looking at that. My wife, she won't care if I sell the Himalaya. She won't care, and if I don't get the Harley, which one day I want it, and the next day I say it's kind of a stupid thing to buy. I mean, it is and it isn't. Like I said, I'm not going to get any younger. Would I ride it all the time? Probably not. Would I ride it once a week? Maybe. Probably more like 2 times a month. I would still jump on the Forza for a long trip. I don't know. I dig the Forza. Am I a sick bastard? Yeah, I think I am. Let's see. I cater to Chinese. What did I mean? I'm good. What did Aaron say? What did I miss? Mitch was offering to invest in yourself in Mitch's businesses. Let's see. Mr. Mitch, don't forget the spell it. Totally. What did Nikki say? Totally random, but my firstborn and wife are pregnant. Oh, congratulations. I am to be a nanny again. Bless me, not to share. Wow. Good and bad news as far as for me being the selfish person that I am is that like I know my cousin Robin, the one that was born on the same day as me, but she's 5-6 years older. Her son's daughter, her granddaughter, she's been with from birth, and they both work. So she got her every day. She's had her every day for the last 10 years. I don't even know. She might even be older than that. I'm horrible. And she's not going to be able to go anywhere, retire anywhere. Good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, there's totally something to say about spending time with your grandkids for sure. Like, I think the one that's got it down the perfect is Daz. He goes back there, spends time in the States, and then comes to Thailand, spends half the time there and back and forth. He's got it under control. I think he's got it the right way. Congrats to Nick. Everybody's saying congratulations. That was quick. He just got married. Is this the one that just got married recently? I think it is. I don't think Nikki has an abundance of children. But congratulations. That's awesome. He's so proud. I don't think they yeah, that's awesome, Nick. How to become a millionaire in town? Start with 2 million. That you got that right, Ralph. Start out with more. Yep. Mitch knows. Spend 2 days Um, with my first grandson when he hugs me so tightly. I know. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Like I said, I didn't really spend a bunch of time with my grandkids, and kind of a bummer, man. My fault. Do I regret it? Yeah, kind of. And I don't regret a bunch in my life, but I really should have. And now, like I said, I'm looking now. I was on the 3 4 month plan here in Thailand for 3 or 4 months, back in the States for 2 or 3 weeks, back to Thailand, back and forth. But the older I get, and after that last nightmare I was on, it was like, man, I just don't. If I go once or twice a year, I'm going to really surprise myself. Yeah, you got married in February. You got, I know, I know it was fairly recently. Good for you, Nick. It's awesome. And I don't know, man. I like chest bumping kids. I never felt so proud and stuff like when my son was in high school and playing football, and they played Ironman football. In case anybody didn't really know what that is, they played both ways. He was a running back and a middle linebacker, and he was good. Kid was good. He's just a little bit small, way better than I ever was. And out there, Clark was every tackle, Clark running, Clark. They're all looking at me, and I'm going, yeah, that's right, that's my boy. And when you got grandkids, I mean, I don't know. It depends. It depends on what you want to do. Was My mother was okay. I still hadn't seen my grandkids as much as I should have. But when I took off, it was out of time to die, mourning, need to get the hell out of here, got to go, and took off and made a decision. And I think it was the right decision. For me, it was anyway. How was Dave? How was the quality of the flights? I didn't fly on Philippine. I was supposed to fly on Philippine, and that was the one that instead of getting in, I got March and May or whatever backwards, and I found out I needed to be for my mom's funeral. I needed to be there tomorrow, and ended up having to take a bus from here to Bangkok, wait in Bangkok, take a flight. Well, I was on Korean Airlines, and that was the one that I could find it wasn't even reasonable. It was the quickest one that I could find, and so I ended up I threw those tickets away. I probably could have got $50 or back or something, but I threw them away. But I've heard okay things about it. There's people on here that have said they've flown it and it was okay. But you're around when we get back. You're welcome to join us. We'll be doing a big Texas barbecue when we get there to break up the new equipment. I'll let Dave know when. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know. I'm ready. I'll come that way. I'm just gonna drag my trailer. You have any room over there for me to park the trailer when I get there? I think, did we have that discussion? I don't know. It would be nice. That way I can make a whole trip out of it. I got to do something. Now I can't go anywhere. I got two people living in my trailer. I don't know. I got to do something over on Trailer Trash. I haven't done anything over there. And I told everybody I was going to do some stuff. So I'll have to do that. Dave, can't we let the grandkids come on? So I don't to see mine. Yeah, my wife was even more so than me. We were I was in Fresno, up above Fresno and Bass Lake, and they were outside of Sacramento. They were like 3 4 hours away, and they couldn't get to come see me, and I couldn't get to come see them. Is that ridiculous? I mean, it was like my fault mainly. My son was trying to make a family and make a living, and and he was doing everything that he could. So I take the responsibility of that. So hopefully in February, I'm hoping to take Nitnoy there, and so he can meet her and meet the kids. And I just, what I told him, I said, just give me 10 minutes on a Sunday, just, FaceTime me. Hi, kids. Yeah, this is the old guy. That's your grandpa, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, son, that's it. Don't worry about it. Just want them to make sure they know who the hell I am. And he can't do it. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll probably take the trailer. I don't see any reason why not. Um, Looks like, what did you say? Looks like a flight from Korea to BKK is 6 hours, similar to the flight to Japan. Yeah, and it wasn't horrible. It was just I had gone and endured so much with that bus ride and and then sitting on my ass in the airport waiting for the flight and then taking the flight and then sitting in Korea waiting for the next flight and again I mean it was like it was awful. It took I don't think I was recovered from it 2 weeks later when I was flying back home. That's why I said I would never fly economy again. But I'm a cheap son of a gun too. So, and like I said, I don't think it's the right thing to do to, if I go in February, for me to fly business class and my wife to fly coach or economy. Uh, so I can't do that. So I probably will. Now maybe I might go premium economy and get a little bit more room. But it is with my feet, and I don't get up, and I don't do the stuff you're supposed to do. I never have. I've always been, a little bit of a rebel, I guess. Just want to say, God love you. Chat, Dave, always make you. Yeah, you're always welcome anytime, Nick. Anything that we can do, whenever you get here, I'm hoping that we'll all get together and I'll toast a water, a Coke, a beer, wine, anything to everybody. I do want to put something together, maybe next year. I think that we'll have enough people on the channel that we can get, even if people are coming like Jake and Brock and stuff like that are only going to be here certain times, schedule it. And like I said, it's probably going to be around the John Tiem Pattaya area because I think that's close for everybody that is around Thailand, and get everybody to come there for a weekend. We'll get a nice hotel and have a good weekend. I think would be awesome. I'm feeling neutral, Nick. Yeah, for sure, right? Let's see. Ralph, may not because they set up. What did I miss here? May not because they set up a fair playground and door food out. I must have missed something. Point taken. Doing red wine now. Cut out the beer for now. Yeah, I like wine. I really used to be into it. I had a wine cooler, and a big one, and my cigars, humidor for those, and the best thing about it, this one here, most women, okay, and I hate to say this, but I did have one woman when I was a young man that loved cigars, but this one here loved the smell of cigars, man. She wanted me to blow the smoke in her face, and I still went outside 99% of the time. If it was colder than shit, I'd open up the wood stove a little bit, and you'd get that draw, and I'd sit in front of there and smoke and little wine and maybe some cheese, and I enjoyed it. But and maybe someday I would, but I haven't seen anything here that was even reasonable, or even I said, geez, I'd like to buy that bottle of wine. So I don't know, but maybe I'll have to find something when you're doing your thing, Aaron. I'll do my research and try to get a couple of bottles of wine, because I don't know. It seems like I could drink a little bit more wine than I can either beer or whiskey, of course, or anything like that before I get to that point of where's my Diet Coke? I got to stop. I'm getting intoxicated. Jake emailed me some real amazing, helpful information for anyone traveling to Thailand for the first time. Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen Jake. He was here last time, I think. He's got a lot of stuff going on too. Ralph wanted to know if you could park your trailer at Big C, Lotus, etc. I don't know. Probably. I mean, if you probably went in there, they probably wouldn't bug you. Maybe they would. I don't know. Is any of them open 24? I don't think they are. If it was open 24, they probably wouldn't even mind. It's interesting because I haven't really gotten out on the road on it, because I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about the fishing trip, making a whole freaking 2-week ordeal out of it and take the trailer. Maybe pick up Mitch and whatever, and go and maybe I don't know. But I was thinking about it, and I'm going. what happens if I get out here and I can't go there and I got people with me? If it was just me, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I kind of thought about that. Like some of the bigger places, the parking lots off to the side, do they really give a shit? Um, I guess I'll find out if I ever get off my rear end and get out there and start doing some camping. But I do want to. Let's see. Dave on beans. You're bringing some good. I don't know. I don't know if it would get me going on smoking or not. That would be the hard part. Um, I don't know. I did enjoy it, and I had a bunch of friends that it was back then. It was kind of tough to get your hands on real Cuban cigars. You get your hands on all you wanted, fake Cubans. They were all over the place, but real Cuban cigars. Uh, they I had it. They gave them to me all the time. I was in heaven. People that I did business with and stuff. So there's a wholesale place of Pattaya. We buy a case of Australian red wine. Do Australians know how to make wine, Mark? Just kidding. Some of my favorites actually from Australia. Bring back a couple premium bottles from Australia. Do they? Is it someplace you can order over the internet, or do they ship liquor here in Thailand? I don't know if they do or not. But if they do, Mark, would you shoot me the name? I wouldn't mind getting a couple of bottles just to have them around for when people come over that like a glass of wine. And like I said, I wouldn't mind a glass of wine and a hunk of. I might Jones a little bit for the cigar, but a real sharp cheddar and a Merlot or something like that. I'm in heaven. But yeah, if you've got it, maybe you can order. Excuse me, I put you back up again. Maybe you can order. Yeah, don't inhale. I know I could do that. I don't know. I'd find it hard, but I really enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, with this one, she didn't. I didn't hear anything. She wanted me to blow the smoke. She loved the smell of a good cigar. Let's see. Mouth cancer beats like. Yeah, it probably does. uh, yeah, I'm gonna get there, Ron. I'll get up there, and even if I ended up jumping on my scooter and taking a 2-day trip and coming your way, I'll do that. I got to get out and about here shortly. I got to force myself to do something. So it'll probably be coming your direction. Jay leaving. See you later, Jay. I didn't see it. Not sure. This place is called Wine Pro Pattaya. Okay, I'll look it up and see. I had heard some places that there were some wine places, but $2 with the metal screw cap. Yeah, some of the stuff is pretty scary looking. Have I tasted a bunch of it? No, I haven't really. But a good bottle of Australian wine, I could. It would last me, a couple of weeks. I could have a little glass and a little piece of cheese. That would be okay. Cheese might be a little on the salty side, so a little smaller chunk. And good cheddar is expensive, but can be had here. And I might do that. I need some kind of a little something to do occasionally. You used to smoke them? Yeah, I really enjoyed a good cigar, especially like I said, with a glass of wine. It was good. Happy Friday. Let's get some sleep. Thanks, Nick. You're the best, man. Thanks for coming, as always. I will partake. Mitch is up for it. Dave, my door's on. Yeah, I'm going to be coming. I'll do something, Ron. I'll be in contact with you. I got to do something, like I said, and I'm jonesing to get away. It's really hard now because, like I said, I as long as my wife is out of the hospital and she's feeling fine and she's, you know, either ready to go back to work or she's functioning fine, then I want to take off for 3 or 4 days somewhere. So maybe I'll come that way. Dear, how are you doing? Glad you could make it. Mitch, we have a spare room as well. My family owns a hotel right down the road. There you go. Yeah, when are you going to come? Did you decide? Are you going to come in December? You're just not going to go to Phuket, right? But you're still coming around Christmas time, or am I way off and you're not coming until February or the first part of next year? I know you had said, can't remember if you said both or whether you were not going to come in December. Oh, now I'm yawning. That's horrible. There's still 18 of you guys hanging in there. You guys are awesome. I'll exchange a bottle of Aussie brand for me. And I looked at that the other day when I went to the community page, and the shirts are still sitting there. And like I had said before, there was so much crap going on with the house and the uncle. And what about this and what about that? And hey, Dave, I need this much. You got to pay for that. My poor wife was ready to pull the pin, and she's the one that's got all the information on the shirts. So rather than Buster, I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Now all this crap's coming up. I got to get them. I've got everybody's name still in that same book that I have the whole breakdown for the house in, of every size and everybody's name and what I got to get. So I will definitely work on that. And maybe when she's home, she'll be relaxed, and I'll say, hey, when you're relaxed and you're not, doing whatever, maybe make a couple phone calls for me and order. Here's the order. There's so many XLs and 5XLs and whatever. I've got the whole thing. I still got it. Yeah, I will. I will for sure. Yeah. No doubt. And that proves my point there. Anytime I ask anybody anything and you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. I ask out of my curiosity. And sometimes I know somebody doesn't want to know where they're going to be at a certain time and place and whatever. So just so you know, if you're watching this and you're not familiar with the channel, I'll ask a bunch of crap you don't ever have to answer, for sure. and that's proof of it right there. And I'll ask people that's out there, if you guys aren't joined, aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. I'd like to get as many people. Like I said, next year, I think, and it'd be nice if Aaron was already moved here and Brock and Jake came at the same time. I bet you we could get, Mitch, I bet you we could get 12, 15 people here in Thailand to meet at a nice hotel. I think it would be awesome. I think it would be fun. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I kind of went over. I've gotten glimpses. I've been lucky enough to get glimpses of Aaron's pad, and it's really a nice place. Hey, it's just hard. He's young too, and it's getting. I know every day when I was, like I said, when I was really young, I saw my uncles and everything, and we're going to Bass Lake for 3 weeks this year. We got 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks for vacation. And I was young, it's like, you mean you work all the other times, Uncle, and this is what you work for 3 weeks here in Bass Lake? Yes. I don't ever want to do that. Or if I do that, I want to retire when I'm 50. And that wasn't really that far out of line, because up until they screwed me on my retirement, they went from 55 to 65. Retiring at 50 wasn't a big stretch, 5 years early or whatever. Now it's kind of a, they just keep pushing stuff. I know what they're going to try to screw all these poor people in the United States, and people like my son and in that are 30 years old now or whatever, 35. They're just going to say, oh yeah, we still have Social Security. You can start collecting it when you're 83 years old. If you make it to 83, God bless you. You can collect Social Security for a month and a half. You know, and it's really sad. They should have taken care of everything. They should have instead of wasting money on crap and giving people stuff for free and giving them medical and college educations and crap. They should be doing the veterans and the elderly, taking care of them in the United States, and they'd have more than enough money to do it if they got rid of all the illegal aliens in the country. And that's what I call them, because when you come here illegal, you're illegally here. So somebody can fight me and tell me whatever they want. It used to be their country. It used to be this, used to be that. Sorry, this is me. I'll probably lose subscribers, which is okay. You know, it's just my point of view. I just, they can all stay. Just give them Social Security numbers and have them start paying in. Do what you want. No problem. Don't buck them and say you got to do this and that. Make them U.S. citizens tomorrow morning. But I just think all that money that we spend on these millions and millions and millions of people that are here, and the stuff that we don't spend on our vets and on our elderly, I think is ridiculous. Okay, is that my rant? Wow, it's an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, I do dig it though. I'm having a good time. Let's see. Do that. Right now, the states are really talking to turn in, taking it. Yeah, I think so. I'm glad I'm here. I don't watch any news. I don't do anything. I hear from a cousin if I call, or a friend. You know, they'll tell me what's happening. I was really surprised. I didn't realize how bad the homeless situation was in LA and around where I grew up, until I went there and drove around a little bit, and I'm going, holy crap, what is that? You know, and we could be helping those. A lot of those are U.S. citizens, you know, that are in there, that are in these tent cities and places under the freeway. You know, I just don't understand. Like I said, it would be hard pressed for them to tell me, oh, we don't know where any of them are. Oh, bullshit. You know, they're doing all the jobs that U.S. people or United States people don't want to do, out in the sun at 114 degrees, picking stuff. So they're easy to find. You know, it just and I'm against that too. Anybody that says that, oh, they're taking our jobs, no, they're not. You try to see my son getting out there 10 years ago picking, no, it ain't happening. But they should be paying in Social Security. They should be. I don't blame them for what they do. If I was there, I'd do the exact same thing. I just think as a country, we ought to. Here's your choice. Either put down here where you live. Social Security will give you a Social Security number. You're paying into Social Security, and you're now a U.S. citizen. Bang, or go back. Wouldn't be that hard. And all the idiots that fight in medical marijuana for years and years and years. I mean, California would be so rich right now if they'd have taxed it and legalized it and did all that. And no one was even asking them to legalize it in the day. Just make it legally, medically. And they're such idiots. The pharmaceutical stuff, I can go on and on that too. You guys know that. Let's see. What did I miss here? What did Ron say? That's why I went to see. We got a day for vacation when I went to work. Yeah, 2 days in order to pay one. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I did it for years and years. I think I got up to like 6 weeks or something, pretty much 5 weeks, 6 weeks or something vacation. And I could pretty much take off anytime I wanted to, especially when I was doing the last building engineer's job. They would let me do anything I wanted. But I was always with that intention of, 50, man, I want to do it around 50. And I was lucky enough to do it. I'm saying U.S. Immigration can learn a lot from Thai immigration. Yeah, they could. Yeah, it just, I don't know. You just woke up. And thanks for all that info you sent me too. Here, I appreciate it. They should take on Social Security and put in private savings account for each person. Interest alone would get. Yeah, I mean it's they're. I don't know who they think they're kidding. I guess they could pull, a bunch of stuff. Oh, we're so bro, we don't have it. It is, but I mean, when you can stumble across uh, into this country, okay, very easy to do, not hard. They tried to build a wall. They stopped that. That was ludicrous. How ridiculous to stop something like that. Not only to keep the illegal people from coming in here, but they weren't only from that country. These are people that are coming in that want to do harm to the United States of America. The indigenous people there don't really want to do harm. They just want to come here and make a living. Now, would I stay in Mexico and work for 2 cents a day, and when I can come over and live with 6 or 8 or 10 of my friends and family, and together we could send home, $5,000 a month and still live and eat, and sure, I'd do it. You can't. I don't blame them. I blame the United States government. But all you got to do is just put it. It's just got to be down, and probably 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be making a lot more money here with a Social Security number than they are in Mexico. Jim Jordan, maybe the next Speaker of the House, changes will be made. I hope, and I don't know nothing particularly. So the person that you said there, don't know who they are. I know who Biden is, and I know who Trump is, and some of the other name, McCarthy and this and that and stuff that I watched 5 years ago. But ever since I've been in Thailand, I don't watch shit. And if I was there, and I probably should have participated more and voted more, and go get out and vote and do things. But I don't think that's asking much. I actually saw years ago where they were given, I think it was a New Mexico senator or something, a bunch of crap because he called them illegal immigrants. They're not illegal. Well, are you an idiot? If you come across the border, is that illegal? Yes. So you're not illegally immigrant. No. Okay. So they're just idiots, they're just people saying, we just love these people, and they want them to vote for them and do this and do that. And I don't. I'm horrible. And that's why I won't ever get in any kind of a debate with anybody on politics, because I don't know any of them. I couldn't even tell you what the difference is between a Republican and a Democrat. But I just know what I see, and like I said, and I've said it before on here too, and I'm probably losing subscribers, but if you're try to sneak into Thailand and see what happens, try to sneak into Cambodia and see what happens, try to sneak into Vietnam and see what happens, try to sneak into any country except for the United States of America and see what happens to you. You probably, in some of those ones that I mentioned, you'll never be heard of again. You're gone. You're off the planet. Who? And in the United States, it's like, oh, are you new? Here, let me give you an education. Do you need some medical insurance? No, let me do you need money? Here, you need food stamps? If we had an abundance of money, I would say, yes, give it to them all. I mean, give it to everybody, but we don't. I mean, at one point, I know that from what little I did know, that California was going bankrupt if they're not bankrupt already. I don't know. It's horrible that I don't. Okay, I have to agree with that. It's horrible that I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is going on. If somebody sneaks into your country, they're there illegally. So I'll call them an illegal alien. That's what they are. They act like it's the right. Yeah, I know. We pay to the right of our money. Yeah, and they think it's theirs. I agree with that, and Ron does too. I think that's pretty much a given. And they want to use everything. I mean, all this stuff that we got, and like I said, I don't know that much. I didn't care. My mentality. If I didn't give a shit about what they were trying to teach me, whatever, it went in one ear, out the other. And hardly, and just what new motor, new can. I'll retain all that information. but the other stuff, I don't, But I know that back in the day, the federal tax was only supposed to be short term, right? It was only supposed to be for a short period of time. uh, well, we can't, we have to pay it. We have to do that, but then we pay that, and then they just give it to everybody else that they want to give it to. Don't make no sense. They're now saying that we need to complete it. They tried to use the funds, other things, but they can't. So now they have to use the funds as if they were allocated. Yeah, for the wall. Well, what I heard, and again, I don't know if it's true or not. One guy's for the fence and one or the wall, and one guy's against the wall. But what I heard, and if it was true, is just totally ludicrous, is that when he was voted out or lost the election or whatever he did, and Biden got in there, he put a stop to it. The stuff was already paid. The contractors were already paid to build it. The material was laying on the ground, and he stopped it. They were already paid. They were already paid to build it. So is that just out of spite? Sounds like it to me. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have a clue, but it sounds like spite to me. It's like a blister is ready to pump. I could go on Asian Corporation. I know. I could rant on and on and on too. Let's see up here. It says the term irregular is preferred to illegal. Irregular. Okay. Remember, because ladder carries a criminal. Well, I would think that it would have to be a criminal deal, because I'd say to all of them, just so that we get an idea, why don't you come on over here to Thailand and try to sneak into Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, any of the places over here, and so that we can get an idea of what happens to you. It is, and like I said, it's one thing I usually don't talk about, and I won't get in a debate with anybody because I don't know. The only thing that I do know is logic, and if you're coming into somebody's country and you're taking something for nothing, and there's people that are starving and need the help of their own, you're robbing them, as far as I'm concerned, as much as if you got a gun in your hand and it's to their head. So 2.2 million of known crossings. It's Lesotho. I know, it's amazing, right? And if, can you imagine, I don't know how many do they figures here, 30 million, 50 million, even if they just paid the minimums of just their Social Security, it would probably bring it up. So I don't know. Like I said, is it ever going to happen? Probably not. It just, do I have anything against these people? No, I don't. I really don't. I would be doing the same thing if I was born there. I would be doing the same thing. But just like everybody else that came here, everybody here is pretty much an immigrant, right? And when my family came here, they went to work and, became citizens and got paid their taxes and paid into Social Security, did everything they're supposed to do. Why are those people punished? Is the only thing I say. I'm not going to debate it with somebody, because what's the debate? I mean, it's pretty much a open and closed thing. I mean, if you sneak in someplace, that's entering someplace illegally. I don't know how else I don't know how somebody could convince me that that's not illegal. Not by saying, well, it used to be Mexico, all of California. Really? Okay. And Texas. And this. Well, I don't know what happened, but it's not anymore. So what they did back in the day, I don't have any control over. But they don't even look at it that way, I don't think. I never had anybody. And to tell you the truth, some of the nicest people in the world were real immigrants from Mexico, working in the restaurant business. There was a lot. Nicest people in the world, bend over back. They were happy. They got to be there, make 200 times what they could make in Mexico, and send stuff home for their family to live better. What better scenario for them could there be? I mean, it just has to be. So, yep, Tommy, the numbers I put to find out this afternoon. Yeah, it is. It's kind of staggering. And like I said, if that was only people trying to make a better place for themselves and doing it the wrong way, but still trying, how many of those people were people that wanted to harm and read in their Bible, kill American, kill American, kill Americans? I don't know, bunch. No. Even if only 1/10 of them, or 1% of them, what would that be? 20,000? I don't know. My math isn't that good. I'm not a mathematician either. Blackball Dave's channel. I don't think they would they? I don't know. Some people, like I said, I'm not going to argue with anybody. Somebody's more than happy to, to voice their opinion. I've always said that, as long as it's not, being an idiot or whatever. But everybody has their opinion. But I find it hard for somebody to be able to change my mind about me sneaking into Thailand and that not being illegal. I just I don't understand. So I guess that's the biggest thing. I don't get into it too much because I live in Thailand now, for one thing. Two, I don't think it's ever going to do any good. I don't think it's going to change anything. Let's see what Pierre was saying. I was responsible for resettled for 7 years, more than 15,000 moms from Laos, 140 Myanmar and refugees. Wow. Yeah, I don't know all the, I know that there's people that come across the border. I mean, from Cambodia into Thailand. But when they get cut, they get sent back, whatever they do. We don't do that. We do in some instances, but most of the time it's like, oh, that would be a lot of paperwork, and I'd actually have to do my job, so I'm not going to do that. So I don't know. But I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm voicing my opinion on what I think about things. I try to think logically about things, and I try to think on how it affects, because I'm not there. It really doesn't affect me, but it affects my family. I got a lot of family there. I've got a son there with 4 grandkids and a wife and my daughter and, and cousins and this, and they just keep on. All I get out of them, I never get any, we don't discuss anything, obviously, but the only thing I get is, boy, it's really getting horrible here. It seems like out of everybody's mouth, the same little phrase. It's really getting horrible here. So I don't know. I just think, like I said, I really think highly of the veterans and the people that have put their life on the line for this country, and for them not to have one little iota of anything because the money was wasted. And it's wasted to me when it's just given away. If they, like I said, I got no problem with making them all U.S. citizens tomorrow. Everybody meet at the park. There you go. Come up and get your Social Security number. Tell us where you live. And of course, there'll be a lot of people that won't do that because they're here to kill people and are in the United States to kill people. But at least you get the majority of them, because it would still be in their best interest to do it, I think. But like I said, if I didn't care so much about veterans and I didn't care so much about people that really deserve to get stuff, I probably wouldn't give a shit, right? And that's probably what most of the country does. We don't care. It doesn't affect us too much. Okay. Go figure, right? Dave, it would matter if they rank your Social Security. Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have anything. I think all of them. You want to live here in the United States and work here in the United States, hey, because like I said, 90% of them are doing jobs that your son, my son, your cousins and children and stuff, they won't do the job. They're going to work in the middle. No, they won't do it. The real skins of what's happening. A lot of these people, women and children, the money being made, certain groups south of the border. That's true too. I was in amazement too when I got there and I saw these places. And in my mind, I was trying to think how many of these homeless people are U.S. citizens and work and should be entitled to something to better themselves, get themselves out of there. And just in my mind, I'm going, got to be 80% of them. I bet. I don't know, of course, for sure. But I don't know. Anyway, it's been 2 hours and 1 minute. So I think, let's see, I'll take, let's see what's Pierce saying. In Thailand, you have 9, let's take TVC, Thai border, and Thailand website. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't, like I said, I just know that if you come here, and you try to sneak into a country over here, probably not a good thing. Even though that's your money, as it is for every person paid in, it seems that they think, yeah, and then that's another thing too. They want to tax you on it. Here I am, Social Security, and now because I'm collecting another retirement, I move up into an area where now I've got to pay taxes. It's like, why am I getting taxed on my Social Security? It doesn't make, isn't that double taxation or something? Didn't somebody write that in a founding father or something? I think you are still required to work 40 quarters to be on. I think so too. I think they still have certain stuff like that. It sounds right to me, Ralph. I think you're right. Okay, so that was a rant. In case anybody's watching and is now unsubscribed, we try not to do those too often, but I stumble into them occasionally. Let's see. This is the last one that I read. I'll read Ron's and then I'm done. So that's what Soren says. They will not send any more dollars until we take care of our own borders. Yeah, I don't know, man. It makes sense to me, and people want to. All right, everybody. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. In case anybody was wondering, both my intros and outros were done by Richard of Richard Travels, which I greatly appreciate. Great guy, and I hope you're doing well. I hope things go good for you. They also did a new video. You should check out his channel by all means. And if you're not subscribed, please think about it. We we have a good time when we don't rant. I'm gonna try not to rant. I haven't ranted in a while, so this happens very rarely, maybe once every 4 or 5 months. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you live, and I will catch you on the next one.